So then I'm doing my I do a podcast with Ari and Tripoli called Punch Drunk. So I'm doing Punch Drunk the next fucking day. I go, oh, by the way, I texted Joey Diaz about doing my show, and they both go, oh shit, dog, you shouldn't have fucking. I go, yeah, nobody told me this. I didn't know you had this rule. You don't text me, fuck face.
How's Punch Drunk doing?
It's great, man.
Go down there and do it. You guys been doing it for a while.
Every Tuesday, noon to 2.
And it's just sports.
I mean, it's probably 20% sports.
And you've had people say they fuck around the Rousey on there. I heard.
Yeah, we have a lot of callers. GSP, George St. Pierre calls in. The Diaz brothers, Dice Clay, different people call in and they have, stories to tell. But, really when we started it, because all three of us were doing podcasts and different things, and we would always be in the store parking lot talking. Kind of, yeah, you see the game last night? It was fuck the Lakers or whatever. And, we'd have an hour conversation that would start with sports, but then it's just like, what's up with you and this chick I saw last night? It just gets into regular shit. So we were like, that'd be a funny idea for a show of three comic friends. All three of us have been friends for 16 years of like, let's try to talk a little sports, but I'm sure it's going to get into fucking, just regular life shit. So, we probably 30% sports or something like that.
You going to meetings in L.A.?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Not in L.A., not in Hollywood, but in L.A. I hear the Hollywood meetings are fucked up.
Oh, there's some good ones.
Good ones?
Yeah,
okay.
There's some good ones. But yeah. Just all, West Side, Cummings Valley. Sure.
How do they make money? Because I went to D'Agostino's birthday on Magnolia, and there's an AA meeting
right next door.
In like a
it's a place.
storefront.
It's a place that does meetings all day.
Mm-hmm.
And you take donations. You pass a basket around.
I was like,
those
how do they have a
places do
store?
meetings all the time. They do.
Yeah, usually a place will let you sort of.
I thought it was in a church. But
some of them.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like 2,000 meetings a week in LA.
Jesus.
So I Facebooked somebody maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah.
This is a true story. Facebooked them. They were very close to me. And one day something came up missing, and right away they pointed their finger at me. I was very hurt about it. 20, 30 years passed. I always thought about them, I contacted the sister. She hit me back. But I contacted the one sister and the one brother, and they didn't hit me back. When I went to Miami, the two girls showed up, but the cousin didn't show up. I was very tight with the cousin. The other day, the fucking phone rings. It's a Miami call. I'm busy doing a podcast. When I get home, I forget to call, and I check Facebook, and it was him who we grew up together.
Yeah.
Very fucking painful that his family accused me. It was fucking bad, but
what was it that got stolen? If you don't, I'm asking.
There was a watch or a fucking ring or rings. I don't remember what the thing was. I get home, I get over there, and they're like, "You're not allowed here no more. This is what happened. Yeah. Get your stuff. You got to go." This is I had known these people all my life. They knew my parents. It was very sad. And trust me, I was no angel at the time. This went on because I was involved in other things, and sometimes karma smacks you
reputation
for something else. Reputations.
Yeah.
I was really hurt. It made me go on a tear, and then my uncle, it made me go on a drug tear. I was living in a spaceship at a park. You know those parks that have the kids' spaceship? I was living under the spaceship.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it was bad, Thibault. I've had my bouts with addiction.
Sure.
And I love talking about it because talking about it helps other people. They don't feel that shitty about their lives.
Yeah.
I was there. I was smoking. There was a time that I figured out, you know what? I'm spending too much money on blow. On the way home at night in between Sunset and Hollywood, Selma.
Yes.
Where the fucking people dressed like superheroes.
Yeah.
Orange right and Selma. They used to sell crack there. Tons. I mean, you drive there at 1, there'd be 10 black dudes out there running to your car.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know. One night I was looking for blow, and I pulled up, and the guy goes, "You looking?" We made eye contact. He gave me a chunk. I went home. I tried to snort it. I got dizzy and shit. And I told my friend next day, he goes, "That wasn't blow. That was crack, stupid." So I said, "That wasn't a bad chunk for $20. I smoked what I had at the house. I got fucked up." So for 6, 7, 8 weeks, I smoked crack, Jayson.
That's a hard one.
My fingers were dirty. I go home and tell Terry, "Go to bed." She'd wake up and go, "What is that smell?" And I go, "It's the weed." And she goes, "I smell your weed for years. I never smelled weed that bad." She knew. I would smoke it out of a Coke can. That's how crazy I was. So
I smoked weed out of a Coke can.
No, crack out of
a
Coke can.
I'm just saying, the Coke can pipe.
Well, I would tell her it was weed, but I put crack in there, and I'd smoke it. I mean, I'd done some dirty... My nails used to be fucking filthy in those days from touching the crack. And
in a lot of ways, you're lucky to be alive.
Yes, but this is what it gets to. This is the worst. because I always felt bad about this. I always felt bad. The first day I read about Whitney Houston's daughter, the first day I read about that, I knew exactly what happened. I knew exactly what happened. You know, I knew it didn't take a genius, you know, and they, whatever, and they kept talking. After the first month, I knew she was dead. It was just a matter of time.
Sure.
But it gave me time, a lot of time to think, you know. And I remember after my mother died for like 2 or 3 years, I could not jump off a building as bad as I wanted to, or I could not shoot myself as bad as I wanted to. So subconsciously, the reason why I could smoke as much as I do, because at the age of 15 and 16, I did everything in enormous amounts.
Yeah.
I wanted to die, but I didn't have the balls to do it. So I would eat those Quaaludes. You know, those fucking Quaaludes are strong.
Especially back
when
in
you're
the day,
16, they're
Quaaludes.
fucking strong, dog. You drink a bottle of vodka with a Quaalude, you're playing in a certain fucking neighborhood.
That's
it's like eating
killed a
Valiant.
lot of people.
And I mean, you look at my eyes and there's veins that are popped. Those are from nights with Quaaludes. You could feel the heat in your head and shit. Listen, man, and at that time, I had a pain that was intolerable. It was the pain of losing your mother and wanting answers, you know, and not just losing a mother, but losing your world, because she was Whitney was a world, but also in that world came a lot of bad things that came in my world. You know, at the age of fucking 7, I knew my mom did blow. It was very embarrassing, and I would go to play with kids, and they would go, "What's that thing about cocaine?" And I would have to sit there and not say a word. What are you covering, Lee? What do you got, an ant under your hand?
What?
What do you got under your hand? Pick up your hand.
Nothing.
Why is your hand there all creepy like you're holding a fucking scorpion or some shit? Fucking guy.
That is what it looked like.
Yeah, like
Really?
a fucking
It's
Momo.
sure like
Yeah,
he's
move
got
the
a
notebook
fucking
closer.
spider
The other
trapped.
way. There you go. So I saw my mom do drugs. I saw, you know, I'd have a piñata at my birthday parties, and the second piñata, she would put cocaine bindles in there for the adults. And
Really?
she would tell me, "Get on the floor. If you see an aluminum foil, pick them up and bring them back to mommy." I mean, I knew my mom sold blow. We had the bar. That was what those Cubans did at the time.
Sure.
So living with that, I never wanted to do blow. But then a month before she died, maybe 2 weeks before she died, I did fucking blow. And I remember I had it for like 2 or 3 months, and I was like, I'll never do this. I'll sell it. I think I sold some of it, but I kept one. One afternoon, I said, I'm taking this out with me. I knew exactly what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
Because once you see your hero do something, you're going to do it, okay? You know, you see your parents drink. Your parents send you to your aunt's house on a Friday night. You come back Saturday morning, they're fucking hungover. Your dad's like, I'm not playing with you today. I'm on the couch, son, whatever.
Yeah.
What'd you guys do last night? Oh, we drank. You see empty beer bottles. You know, then when you turn 13, you want to do it. You know, people don't know that if your heroes do something, our parents are our fucking heroes.
Yeah.
So if you see your parents drink, you're going to fucking drink. Or you're going to think it's okay to drink.
Sure.
You know, well, I never want to be a drinker, but my parents do it. It might be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, totally.
This poor girl lost her world. And yeah, she had the father, but Bobby Brown is your father. It's like having me as your fucking father. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're a good father.
At that point for him, he was fucked up. He raised that girl fucked up.
Sure.
That girl was raised on a fucking plane with a nanny giving them money. When Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown did blow, who took care of that kid? A fucking nanny that
Not
was doing
them.
blow too. That was getting $2,000 a week and a couple lines for taking care of the fucking kid, and she might sing or something. Who do you think? I mean, these people snorted fucking blow.
lot.
These were fucking real party
They had
people.
big
You know,
bucks,
they were in
too.
Miami. What do you think that kid was? So your kid knows what's going on. What do you think that kid was going to do? What do you think my mother thought I was going to grow up to do? You think I was going to be a fucking doctor? I saw you do blow. I found blow in the fucking basement. I found bales of weed in the basement. What the fuck do you expect me to
Found
do?
blowing pinatas.
I found blowing fucking pinatas. The point being that she was my world, my mom. I didn't have a dad. You know, she was my world. Same thing. They pulled the plug. I can't describe to you the pain I was walking around with. And I didn't know it till this girl died yesterday. When she died, I broke down yesterday because I knew
Brought
what
that
she
back?
felt. It just brought it back. I remember what she was. I remember, you know, I used to get fucked up and go to the house where I found my mother, and I'd sit on the stairs hoping that maybe this was all a mistake.
Yeah.
Maybe my mom will open the door and go, "Get the fuck in here. Where the fuck have you been for a month, you dumb fuck?"
Yeah.
Like, that's how delusional I got in the back of my mind. When you get that, when you bury somebody, you see them in a casket for 5 days, but when somebody that big in your life goes, it's like a dream. Like It's going, you know, eventually I'm going to wake up and my mom's going to make me steak and eggs like she always did.
Yeah, the phone rings. You're like, oh, I bet
rings.
that's my mom. Oh, shit, it can't be.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
I just remembered this years ago when I started writing, how I would go at first, like the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks after she died, after I moved in with the Benders, the electricity was still on. I think the electricity stayed on until about January. And during the holidays, I would go over there in the afternoons after school and just sit there, hoping that she'd walk through, and I could hear the mice. The mice had taken over the house. I would sit on the chair and just, it was a silent house. I wouldn't put the TV on, just to hear her. Maybe she was in the basement cooking, getting something. This is a misunderstanding. This is how delusional I got.
Sure.
So I know where that little girl was when she was doing those drugs, man. She didn't want to live without her mother. I didn't want to live without, I didn't want to go without my mother, man. So in hindsight now, I really understand addictions. That's why I wanted to have you on the show. You know, people would come to me and say, and I would ask about you. I always asked about Thibault, and they, he's drinking again. You know, whatever. Thibault's going to get it together. If I got it together, these guys could get it together. They're more decent than I am. I wasn't no genius. It took me fucking till 44 to realize. So you're way ahead of the curve, man. Yeah. And I can't, when I meet somebody now, like I have a friend, Jody, who's a great girl. And she's just 42, she's single. You know, you call her at 11, Thibault, she's hammered.
Yeah.
Hammered, you can hear it.
I could relate.
But she's my friend. I'm not there to judge her. But in my mind, I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, when is this going to end?
Yeah.
When is she going to take this seriously? Because I didn't want to be Ray Charles. I didn't want to get clean and sober at 60 fucking one.
Right.
You know, off heroin or blow. I didn't want, like I told Joe Rogan, I didn't want people pulling Joe Rogan going, I told you he was a fucking junkie. I didn't want to die in Houston. I didn't want my wife to find me on the floor one morning. She could never. I didn't want all these things.
Well, you remember when Mitch Hedberg died?
Absolutely.
When he died, you know, and everybody that knew him or knew his wife or, you know, any part of his life or whatever, when he died, when anybody got that call, nobody was like, what happened? Everyone was just like, where'd they find him? You know what I mean? No one was like, oh, he got hit by a car, he got, you know, plane crash, how did he die? Everybody knew how he died. So when somebody would call and they'd be like, hey man, Mitch died, you'd be like, where? You know, I noticed that no one ever said how. Everyone just said where.
I was so
And I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to be a guy that died at 48, and when people heard, they're like, where'd they find him? Or, you know, drinking and driving or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, a lot of it's just like, give yourself a fucking chance, man. Give yourself a fucking chance. And it's like earlier when you're saying, when you're like, you're stuck. You know, if you're stuck, all that really it doesn't mean you're fucked. It means you got to change something. Something has to change if you're stuck. You know, it's the only way you get unstuck.
You sit down, you write a plan. You had a great plan, Thibault. I take my fucking hat off to you, man. That's the way I would do it.
Well, a lot of people help.
If I ever was to do a line again, my life would end 3 days later. I know for a fact.
I mean, it's like if I have 2 drinks, I'm having 20. No, there's no, like I said at the beginning of this podcast, I'm like, there's no sense in having 2 drinks to me. Never was, never will be. There's no sense.
Where's our friend? Where's your ex-girlfriend that was clean and sober? Where the fuck happened to her?
I don't know. I'm not sure what she's up to. We haven't talked to her in quite a while.
Anybody seen her? I saw her for a couple of weeks. I'm talking about the big girl.
Yeah.
I never saw her again at a club. For years, I saw her out once a week.
I don't think she does a lot of club stand-up gigs. I mean, she'll do bar gigs here and there. I'll see them on Facebook or some shit, but she and I didn't end well. Let's just say that. Our ending didn't end well.
I haven't seen her, and I think about it. I thought that she had a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
I know she got a couple good jobs or something the last couple months.
Yep.
I know she really works the program, though.
Yep.
She really works the program, you know, so I know she would always... Teams, like I said, man, I wanted to have you on if you could tell your story.
Well, I'm glad. I'll do your podcast anytime.
I know
you're the
a lot
best.
of people who like you, Thibault, and a lot of people, when I go on the road, people ask me about you. So I know this is in your future. If you really give this a chance and really go, you know what? If I got to break down, I'll fucking smoke a number with Sam.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll keep this under control, and my friends will watch me. But, like I said, I don't ever want to feel like I did on that blow again. The last 10 years was such a waste.
Yep.
I just did it because my dick got hard when I drove down the street and made the left turn. You know, my dick got hard when the action. For years I missed that fucking criminality. So this was my replacement. I missed jumping through windows. I missed fucking scoping out Thibault. As soon as Thibault fucking leaves, Lee called me. I'm gonna go break in through his window and take 2 pounds of coke from him. I missed action. That cocaine gave me action. Now that I think about it, I fucking hate it. I would look at myself and I'd pick my face and cry and fucking be sick to my stomach, you know, that this thing had such a fucking grip on me.
Yeah, and it's also, I think that's another thing of addiction. It's like when you're on it, you don't see things for what they are. You know, I'd be like, hey, man, everybody's loving me and this is great. And then it's like, you're annoying the fuck out of everybody. You know, I do podcast hammer. People are like, you wouldn't shut the fuck up. No one even knew what the fuck you were talking about. Not letting other people talk. You're not even listening. It's like, but that's not how I saw it in my head. You know what I mean? So then when you look back on hindsight, you're kind of like, well, fuck, man. I don't want to be that fucking guy.
My brother, my heart goes out to you. I'm very proud of you, and I want you to know I was always a dear friend to you. I just didn't know where you were coming from. And if you ever need anything, we're here for you, brother.
No, you're the best.
Let me give some shout-outs, and I'll get you out of here. I'll give you a ride to the train. And we'll abandon ship. Lee, how you feeling, cocksucker?
I'm good.
You want to smoke some more of these vapors?
Not really. Do you?
Always. This party never ends with mad flavor. How you gonna act? You know, how you fucking? You're doing good though. You're looking good with your little purple shirt.
Trying.
You got sponsors. You bitch smacking motherfuckers.
I went to Redondo Beach. Have you been there for the shrimp?
Huh?
Have you been to Redondo Beach?
Yeah, I go down there on my bicycle once a week, cocksucker. Yeah, Redondo Beach. I got time to go to fucking Redondo Beach. All right, that's what I
got
need
time to eat
do.
oatmeal in Chicago and not get an Italian
because
beef.
it was down the fucking block from the house.
And they don't have an Italian
I could have
beef?
walked. I went around the corner to the Italian beef. It looked like your fucking asshole. That's the color of it. Would you eat that Italian beef by 2 fucking Mexicans? Would you do that? No. Mr. Beef was close by.
Yeah.
I just didn't
Mr.
get to
Oh,
it.
I know that is.
I'll eat Mr. Beef if I got to settle for anything.
Mr. Beef or Al's is good.
Yeah,
too.
Al's. So I wasn't close to them. I was on fucking downtown, and they made gyros at the same place they made it beef, and they made
you don't like flags?
French fries, and it was a fucking regular fucking dump. So I didn't want pastrami. Once you have that many combinations, and it's 2 Spanish
pizza,
dudes,
Chinese food.
Yeah,
at the same place. You're like, what are you doing?
no. There wasn't really nothing good in that area except Mario's. And then I went to Rosemont. Tell them what's in Rosemont. Ugats. They don't even have a gas station. They got a Fogo de fucking Chow across from the comedy club. I wasn't doing $70 to eat 2 ounces of meat. You know, Fogo de Chow, you got to smoke 55 joints to make it worth your while.
No shit.
If not, it's $70 a piece.
Yeah, you got to go in there hungry
as fuck. And then after you
you get your money's worth, but then you're fucked.
You know, after you eat 20 pieces of garlic beef and you're like, this is great. Now you got to sit there for an hour and go, I don't even know if I can drive home. I don't know if my guts are going to come out of my fucking ears because you know you're going to drop a fucking shipment of money. Let me give these readouts. First one to my man Diaz Dorchester for referring one day as a lion. I hadn't heard that in a while, you bad motherfucker. Abraham Bahaya, or whatever your fucking name is. Abraham Baya, Daya, you know I love you. Smiler, Mike Jones Jr., Kevin Knight, Talking Lair, Cleo, get a hold of Lee. I got 2 weeks off. Let's pick a day and do this fucking podcast. James Trolls and my main man showed up to the show, brought me a book. He gave me some cigars I got to give you and a little stuffed animal.
I love cigars.
Bob Lalingus and his beautiful father, and they included the shirts. I love Bob Lalingus. And it was funny, Friday night, you start meeting these people on the road, and you communicate with them on Facebook or Gmail, and they send you little gifts, and you could tell where they're coming from. You love them, they're genuine. And it's funny that Friday night I was like, I didn't fucking see Bob. That's fucking weird. I didn't talk to him on Facebook. I didn't talk to him. Maybe he doesn't know. And Saturday night I'm on stage, and I look down, and there's Bob and his dad right in front of me, and I felt like shit, and I didn't have anxiety that night. I just went straight up there. What's up with you, cocklicker?
And then Sean Tierney sent us those Bruce Lee shirts.
I saw that, the Bruce Lee shirts. Thank you, brother, and some fucking green tea to clean out the system, the adrenals. You going to a kettlebell class with me tomorrow, 11
Hell
o'clock?
yeah.
We're going to go have a good time over at VMAC. It's going to be fun. 6 people already signed up for tomorrow. But he's got like an 8-pound weight to train you with just to teach you form.
Okay.
And what you could do is you go to a couple of weeks, just go to a kettlebell class, and then just stay for Hassan. And you're done for the week, and you'll walk around sore for 2 days.
It's a fucking long workout.
But it's something
dude.
different, brother.
That's true.
You're a 27-year-old man.
How long is the class?
4 hours.
But you do a lot of stretching. You do a lot of sit-ups, shit like
Jiu-jitsu's
that.
2 hours.
Jiu-jitsu's 2 hours, and you do a lot of shit there. So just get used to the kettlebells, and then go to jiu-jitsu on Thursday this week, and you start going there twice a week, once for jiu-jitsu, once for kettlebell, and then one day when you're ready to go, you're Slim Jim Magoo, you go, fuck it, I'll do the kettlebells. I can't do both. I won't walk on Wednesday and Thursday. I didn't walk on Wednesday and Thursday after the kettlebells.
Jeez.
I didn't work out till Friday.
It's really cool watching the UFC now that I've started jiu-jitsu, and it was cool for me. Like, I didn't understand it. Like, I still, in class when I'm drilling, the mistake I'm making is I'm going too fast.
Yeah, John Budd said you move well on the floor. He goes, for a little stocky, little spinning motherfucking Jew.
But it's not good because...
Well, you get good.
But then I was watching the UFC, and they're there for like a minute, like 30 seconds, just getting... Like, you don't have to do it right away. You can work it and work it and work it.
But what you're doing is you're putting pressure on your opponent. So that leg is on his leg.
Like, that's what I'm messing up
Your
on.
leg is on his thigh, and he can't move his thigh. He's locked. You got 200 pounds on his thigh. So now you're just grilling out that leg, and you're playing like a hand thing. And everything you go for, he's got to react. So one time he's going to make a mistake, and that's when you push, and then you take it from there. What are we doing, a fucking jiu-jitsu lesson here?
Sure. We did jiu-jitsu on the floor the other day.
That's right. I love you, cocksucker.
I love you
any
too,
dates
buddy.
coming up you
You're
want
the
to talk
best.
about? I know Sam is revamping the show, and you guys are doing it at a hotel in Hollywood.
At the W, yeah.
At the W. So that's going to happen pretty soon. That's going to be rocking.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Are you doing it?
He called me, and he didn't give me a date. He goes, I'd like for you to do it. And
Okay.
I've always, I look at you guys.
I think it's
like-
August 19th. I'm
like
not sure. It could be somewhere in there.
Fucking young kids, and I was an old guy, and now we're all getting older, but the most important thing is we're still here.
Yeah.
And people have bounced back. Listen, man, what's that dude that plays fucking Robert Downey Jr.? That guy got caught in a room in Venice, right? With a fucking Batman suit jerking off on coke. That's how, at the end of his addiction, he was... That's what I was doing.
He got pulled over in his Porsche, totally naked, with a loaded handgun and like a half a fucking pound of coke in the front seat of a convertible Porsche. They pull him over. They look in the fucking front seat. It's like a fucking brick of coke, a loaded handgun, and he's completely naked.
You're crazy.
And now he's fucking
You have no idea,
Iron
man.
Man.
sober, super rich.
And he's fucking Iron Man. And you
loves
get your
it.
life together and you move on and you realize that life has so much to fucking offer, man. It really does. Like, I couldn't imagine going back now.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine going back now. I love my reefer. I don't want to get no problem at all. I couldn't even imagine having it on me in my presence. And it wasn't bad. It was what I brought on myself. I'm not
as did
blaming
I.
fucking
I don't
anybody.
blame a fucking
I could
single
blame
person.
this and this guy and
Nope.
that guy.
Well, just when he says, like, if you were going to have a joint, that, like, but, like, is that possible?
Everybody has a vice, Lee.
Right.
Everybody's got to do something. Everybody goes home at the end of the night and dresses up like a woman or sticks a Q-tip in his nutsack or does something. Everybody has to
I'm
get off
guilty of both
somewhere.
of those
These
things.
fucking people who are politicians and I don't drink and I'm a Christian, then you find out they're fucking a black hooker.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the truth. That's everybody has something.
Right.
It's calming that something. What's the easy? When it came to me, I said, you know what? I got to do something. I'm not just going to sit there and go to meetings and hug somebody. That won't work for me.
Right.
I got to kill my evil switch, which was the blow. What makes me miss jobs? What makes me yell at people if they don't pay
Lie,
me?
cheat,
What
steal.
makes me fucking do the shit I do? Cocaine. Reefer has never made me break through a fucking window, want to stay up all night. It's never done that to me. Alcohol used to be my gateway.
Sure, and
Because in those days, even though, like, it's so weird the tricks you play on yourself, I would say, I'm not going to go out and do blow tonight.
I'm just gonna have 4
Let
drinks.
me go out and have 2 drinks. I would have, in those days, I used to drink Southern Comfort and orange juice. I was 19, 20, Southern Comfort and orange juice.
You get 3 of those. Now you need blood.
3 of those, you need blow. And here I am in the same, and I knew what trap I was walking into. I'm not a retard. I knew by walking into
You
that
just get
bar,
good at lying to yourself.
you just lie to yourself. This is a weird thing, addiction, man. And
Yeah. I got really good at lying to myself. Like, I would really believe the shit that would come out of my mouth. Even including, like, I'm cool, man. I got this. I'm not going to drink today. A little bullshit like that. And it's like fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm shit-faced. It's like 3 o'clock. You know, I'll be drinking in fucking, these dive bars with all these old dudes with big noses. And I'm, 35. These guys are twice my age, just fucking tying it on.
I'm happy you got everything together, and I continue success. If
Thank you,
need
buddy.
any help from me, please don't hesitate. I've been down that block, and I know what it is it took me, like, I remember even 6 months being clean on blow. every day I walked on eggshell.
Sure. I
Like,
mean,
I knew that.
It's a daily
I
grind.
and I wasn't waiting for, my cat got hit by, no. I just knew that in 1 minute I was going to snap, but I never snapped.
Yeah.
Every time I thought about it, I'd say a prayer and go, you know what, I got to think of this. I don't want to die. I knew I would die. Some people use that term a lot in AA. I got to be honest with you. I knew I was going to die.
So
I was
did I.
getting, at night, towards the end of the night when I was coming down off the blow, I would get electric shocks on my spine. My spine was starting to hurt. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not fucking good. Lee, you got anything to tell me?
Nothing to tell you, but I was wondering like how you dealt with in those 6 months, like going somewhere where you used to do coke or other people are doing.
You don't go to them.
I didn't go to the comedy store. Yeah. I got all those things.
But you
I was still friends with the drug dealers. I kept in touch with them. Hello. I kept them, and that gave me more. A lot of people just take the numbers out. In fact, I talked to my drug dealer tonight. He's in that new movie with Compton, Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he asked me if I wanted. I called him up
That's
to
hysterical.
congratulate him because my wife wants to see it, and he said if I wanted to go to the cast and crew with him on the 14th, but I'm in Dallas, Washington D.C. So that's I did, Doug. I made a promise. I made an old time promise, something that we break on a daily basis. That is the worst thing. First time we broke a promise or told a lie, we went into this dark fucking avenue in your life. I stopped lying when I was about 21. Yeah, you exaggerate from time to time, but to just tell somebody a blatant lie about something, I was there, I shot him, that I had to stop doing. And I was doing it to get me somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Thibault, I got a check. Thibault, listen, Lee's going to give me $10,000. Just give me another ounce of blow till Friday.
Yeah.
That's a bold out lie.
Sure.
I was doing those type of lies. That's the first one you have to stop. And then it's just tough. It's just very tough. And eventually you get the steps. And for some people it takes 40 years. For some people it takes 50 years.
Some people never get it.
Some people never get it. And the whole thing is just being honest with yourself, what you can and can't do. That night I walked into the strip club when I was in the halfway house. I was a month away from getting married.
Mm-hmm.
I got no shame to tell people on this spot. I was a month away from getting married. Here I am in a fucking strip club.
Correct.
Why am I in a strip club?
Snorting coke out of some chick's asshole.
Oh my God, I gave it a whole bag of blow. I fingered her asshole. I sniffed it. I got this girl, I did everything to this poor girl. I'll never forget that, going over 36 in Boulder. There's a part where you connect from I-25 to 36 of the I-70. I don't remember. And you're coming over a hill in Bloomfield to hit Boulder, and I saw those lights. I still remember putting my brakes on because I was jerking off in the fucking car all over my car salesman suit. I had already came like 4 times at the strip club. I mean, I didn't fuck her, but I did everything else to it. I had come all over me, and here I am jerking off. That's how hot she was. I was smelling my hands jerking off in the car. How embarrassing is that?
Yeah.
As a fucking 30-year-old or whatever the fuck I was. I was going to get married. The girl I was marrying had a kid, and here I am blowing $1,500 on her and a half ounce of blow giving this poor girl, whatever the fuck I gave her, It was just pathetic. I think of this shit now, and it's fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
Fucking pathetically that I was so weak, but that's what it did. I'll never forget getting out of prison, Thibault. Prison.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate slap in the face as a man. You have no idea, Thibault. Rehab, Mitzi not passing you, your car getting a flat. You have no idea how humiliating it is as a man to be in prison. For a man to kick your bed and tell you to get up, Thibault. Come on, mop the fuck up.
Tell you when you can eat.
And tell you when you could eat and adjust your life. And here I got, guys, I couldn't wait to get a package. And my father-in-law had a trailer. So in those days, the halfway houses gave you furloughs. So I think I waited, 6 days. I got it on a Tuesday, and that Saturday I got a furlough. And he had a trailer on the property. And I said, I'll just sleep on the trailer. My God, I went in that trailer with like a fucking half ounce of blow. And it was the first time in a year or something. Thibault.
You're lucky you didn't overdose.
Oh my
for
God,
the way you're fucking knocking that back.
I'll never forget that night. That by 4 in the morning, I had done like half of it, and the rest of it I dumped in the toilet. And I was looking out the windows, and all I could see were guys dressed in white with those fucking suits, like DEA guys on ropes coming down the trees. That's how strong my paranoia was.
Yeah.
And me trying to sweep whatever was on the floor for coke and lick it up. I was licking dust, and
Oh,
dog
I've
hair,
done
and
that.
dirt, and fucking. Anyway, good luck.
Thank you, buddy. I love you.
I love you to death. Thank you very much for
You're
coming on.
really a brother to all of us.
No, man, I tried. I've been down there, and when it comes to that shit, all I could say is, listen, I don't care how you get clean. I don't care how long it takes, but it's such a beautiful life. And I talk some shit. I talk about eating assholes and stabbing people. I'm telling you this as a brother, that there's such a beautiful life waiting for you. And after a year or two, you know what? You might go back to some of your bad habits, and that's fine, but you have to control them. You can't drink. Like, I know I cannot put cocaine in my nose. I know I can't put cocaine in my nose. I got a Quaalude I've been holding on to for a year. I'm going to drop one of these nights. That's okay. That's not the horse that killed me.
Sure.
Let me read some sponsors. Let's get the fuck out of here.
There you go, buddy.
As usual, you're fucked up. You need help with your addiction. Alpha Brain will focus you, cocksucker. This will bring you right back. This will overturn that shit. You understand me? Because you start thinking about what's important and what's not important. That's part of fucking addiction, beating addiction. You realize what's important and what's not important. What's that got to do with on it? I got no fucking idea. But here's what I do know. All right? I went for fucking swimming today with the baby, and I did laps, and I also went to fucking jiu-jitsu at 10 in the morning with John Evan, and I just told him, get on top of me, don't let me fucking up. That was the whole class today. Don't let me up. And I'll tell you what, I did it on the shroom tech, and I breathed, and I must have rolled around for 40 minutes. I'm going to be sore as fuck tomorrow, don't get me wrong. But the shroom tech got me there, all right? Whether it's the Alpha Brain, whether it's the fucking hemp protein and acai or chocolate, which tastes fucking delicious, whether it's the shroom tech, I'll tell you what, Onnit is on top of their motherfucking game. Go to Onnit.com right now, see the great selection of nutrients and supplements they have. If you like something, go to the box and press in.
Church.
And you get 10% off like a gentleman. And if they have another program called Stay On It, where they just take your credit card and they mail it directly to your house at the first of the month, and they give you an additional 10% off, so you're getting 20% off right there. You got to ask yourself, who's better than you? Go to On It right now and press in
Church.
and enjoy the great products they have to offer you. You're sitting there going, Joey, I can't stop smoking. I got the answer, cocksucker. Here, these cigs right there. Bam! Tremendous. They last longer. They taste better. They got cigars. They got e-cigarettes from 24 to 16 to 8 to no fucking nicotine in there. You could work yourself backwards and you get a cigar. You get all four of those in the cigar, 5 for $50. That's right, 5 for $50. Go to the box and press in.
Joey's Church.
Boom! And get 5 fucking cigars for $50. That's how we run it over there. Hit these cigs. Taste better, last longer. And a big fucking shout out to my brothers up there in Northern California. Nailed it. Life, them bad motherfuckers up there making wax, gorilla biscuits, white chocolate that tastes like Mexican fucking, what's that drink? Horchata. 250 milligrams. But it don't end there. They got one of the best vapor pens in the fucking market. You understand me? You could smoke vegetables out of there. You could smoke wax. When it comes to wax and dabbing, nobody knows more about that shit than naileditlife.com. Go to naileditlife.com. What do they got to press in?
Joey Diaz.
Joey Diaz, D-I-A-Z, cocksuckers, and get 20% off your first order with the vapor pen. The best vapor pen in the market. They guarantee it. They stand behind it. You call Dave. He calls you back in 2 fucking minutes, and you got your action back, okay? A big shout-out to Nailed It Life. A big shout-out to Hit These Things, and a big shout-out to Onnit.com. Go on 3 of these web pages right now and support us. Help us out, cocksucker. And don't forget my people over there at Iron Dragon, Dave Foley, looking out a fucking window. I love you, cocksucker. Don't forget, I'm in DC Improv, August 13th or something like that to the 15th. I'm taping my CD, brand new stuff. We keep writing every day. You know how we do it. Nice. Come on down. Baltimore, DC, wherever the fuck you're from, that's where you're going. You understand me? And that's it. I want to thank Jayson Thibault for coming on and dropping some addiction knowledge and for opening up his life to you. I want to thank Syatt for sitting there like a dunce. All he needs is a fucking hat over there. You're smoking more vapor, cocksucker. You look good.
Thank you, buddy.
Everything all right? How's Paul?
Yeah. She's good. She's good. She's finishing up her work for the summer. It's
What are you guys doing this weekend? What do you think?
She's going to Vegas for the
Vegas?
weekend.
With who?
With her college friends.
Oh, jeez.
So I have token there on the security division.
Girls or boys?
All girls. So thank God I didn't go.
Christ.
I got invited, but.
Where you gonna go? Like a half a fag and walk around like Peter Pan, dropping
carrying
20s?
a purse for her and
yeah,
shit.
you ain't that
Right,
type of
no.
motherfucker. You're the real deal, Jack. You're slinging Jew dick and giving out fucking Hanukkah cards.
And yeah, and then I'm going to be in Toronto the same weekend you're in D.C. doing a podcast.
Oh, yeah, look at you. All right, they're gonna go up there and see you. All right, Thibault, we got any dates coming up?
When does this come out? Tomorrow? Something like
Yeah.
that? Okay. I'll be at the Ice House this Friday. Actually doing
That's right, the Death
yeah,
Squad
Yeah,
show.
Death Squad show this
Carlos
Friday.
Mencia, I'll be down there. It'll be a great night for Death Squad. I'll be home minding my own fucking business. I love you guys.
There you go.
See you Wednesday night at the Ice House. It's sold out.
No way.
Sold out already. And we'll see you back Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock, my brothers. Have a great fucking night. Thank you for listening. Have a great day tomorrow. Thank you for listening. I love you, cocksuckers.